Let me tell you about a time when I royally screwed up, only the other day. Hello race fans, let me tell you about a time I royally screwed up and actually how, thanks to a customer, I managed to get out of it better than I thought I could. But in the meantime, I have got a few orders to ship. We're slowly but surely getting back into the swing of things. Got the guys to check these out, and these are NVMe hard drive, SSD hard drives, and they're kind of the smallest, latest technology in hard drives. And the great thing about these is once they'd run all their smart data testing on the computers out there, they managed to tell me that these hadn't been used. So essentially they're brand new, but just unboxed. Some of them had box damage. I don't know if they're ordered by mistake or not, I do not know. But yeah, they haven't been used, which is great. A, these are really expensive. B, they are in high demand. If we see something is almost new or open box, we tend to target around 80% of the retail price when we upload it and start at that, including best offers. And as soon as these were listed, I knew that they would receive lots of interest. But what I did was a bit coy and went, let's list them at 90% of the retail value. And within about 6 hours, these three had sold, and I think there was one left out there. They all sold for about 85% of the retail, actually, because I did accept a couple of offers, but the offers came in and there were some low balls, and I just went back and say they were listed for 90. I put it down to 85, and one guy constantly lowball saying, that's all I've got. And I'm like, well, you're not going to be winning it, are you? Because before I even replied to saying I can't accept your lowball, it was gone. It was sold. Blah, 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 tech speak, blah, 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 1 terabyte PC hard drive. That's sold for £80, retail price of 100. So that is 80%. So I know what I'm doing, really. Yeah, but the thing is, if I'd put it 80%, I would have taken a slightly lower offer. So, okay, let's try and defend Neil a little bit here, and his logic. And his logic is, I do accept offers, and eBay like me accepting offers, and I do believe that it's in part of eBay's thinking that if you put best offer up and don't accept or reply to any offers as a constantly decline, it's less likely to push your items up. That is just a Neil theory. I'm no professional at this, but I certainly know if I was going to design eBay, it would be that I would prefer more people that accepted offers way more than those that don't. I just kind of apply that logic. I can defend myself on that one. If I'd put it up for 80%, I'd have sold it at that 75%. So this one here was 1 terabyte, brand new, retail price of about 116, sold it for 95, 230 odd quid's worth of cash in the bank from those pallets. We're out of bubble wrap, unfortunately, but I have ordered some more. When I say wrap bubble wrap, I mean the big brand new rolls. But I like how everybody uses my tape and doesn't actually replenish anything. Check out my YouTube channel when these get delivered. And of course I've got no blade to cut my bubble wrap because people have been on my wrapping table and nicked everything. This is not going well. So what was my enormous screw up? Well, believe it or not, it was something that somebody else I got to pack a few weeks earlier managed to do, and I really wasn't happy about it. And then what happened? I ended up doing it. 3 orders, so it really wasn't taxing. But what I also had was my son here, so he popped in for an hour because I know I had some orders to process. I'm not blaming him for it, absolutely, but my concentration was clearly not all there. Packaged as 3 orders, off they went by DPD. Next morning I get a message saying, the ring light you sent me is a box of clothes, and you get the colour drain out of you. You can feel it going. You're like, oh shoot. What I'd done is mixed up the shipping labels on the products. Now, I have no clue how I did that. When it happened a few weeks ago when the other chap did it, luckily it was a couple of smaller items, 30, 40 quid's worth each. So I just refunded the buyers and went, sorry, keep it, bin it, dispose of it. I can't get it back. Because you were relying on the goodwill or good nature of the eBayers that I've sent them to help me out of this situation. And I think it was touch and go to start with, but thankfully both parties were actually quite cooperative. So first thing I went back and said, look, is there a possibility of returning it? Please, I'll pay postage. I'll even start a return, take it to the post office, get back. And both parties said, no can do. That's a special journey for me. I'm a bit skeptical because one person said, I can't leave the house at the moment, yet can't leave the house at the moment. But actually, when I finally did sort actually picking the item up, they were like, yeah, I'm not in Tuesday, and I'm not in that day, and I'm back at 11 o'clock that night. And I'm like, really? And you don't go near a post office? But c'est la vie, I can't force them to do anything. So I thought about refunding it, but actually this is like 80, 90 quid's worth, and it's the second time I'm having to do it. So I went back and said, look, okay, I need to resolve this one, a couple of ways. I can give you a full refund right now if you don't want the thing you want, and then I'll ask you to try and, return the item that you've got. One buyer did say, well, can you get it picked up? And then it's something triggered in it, like last year when somebody else wanted something picked up, and instead of DPD pickup, which we can organise, but it's 15 quid a shot, I thought, oh no, somebody suggested me you can use Hermes. Standard account, nothing special. I postage, but instead of posting it from me, I posted it from this person to this person directly. It needs both parties to be cooperative, and for half of the price, £6.5, £7 per item, I managed to organise Hermes to pick up and take there, and pick up and take there. And I'm hoping, and it's in transit at the moment, it all hooks up and the worlds align and the stars align. Both people wanted their items after that, so they didn't want a refund. So yeah, so they were relatively helpful, which is quite good. They could have been more helpful, i.e. taking it to the post office, but would I have done that? I probably would have done, knowing the pain that it causes when my honest mistake, and it was my mistake, had happened. But c'est la vie. So if you ever find yourself in that position and you have to get something back from someone, but you can put someone else's details in, it does come up with your name, but their address, and they'll actually go there, pick it up. It's an extra cost. It was like 90p. Pick it up and then take it to there. Saves you having to get back here and then pay again to get it back there, which is obviously more expensive. I'm not entirely sure how he did it, but there we go. Mind wasn't on the job, clearly. There's another short story from Neil. Like and subscribe, do the usual, and I will see you again soon.